Once upon a time, in ancient Japan, a young student was living at a prestigious temple, serving the most renowned Zen master of his time, and thus learning the ways of Zen. He was a very diligent student, and always did his very best to please his master and be deserving of learning from him. So the master was also satisfied with his student, and one day he decided to entrust him with an important task. He had the young monk come to him, and while handling him a script roll, he spoke. "Take this letter and bring it to its recipient in the city of Kyoto as fast as possible. Under no circumstances, the letter can be lost or fall into the wrong hands. This is of vital importance." Without losing any time, the monk packed some provisions and a sword and was on his way to deliver the important letter for his master. He traveled swiftly for some time until he reached a river with a narrow bridge across it. But on the bridge, there stood a samurai who had sworn to challenge the first 100 men who would have tried to cross it to a sword fight. He already had killed 99, and he was eager to complete his task by killing the young monk as well. "You stepped on this bridge. Now you will have to fight me. Prepare to die," he shouted out to the terrified monk. Desperately remembering the importance of the letter he was carrying, he implored the samurai to allow him to bring the letter back to his master, and swore that he would come back to meet his fate after that. The samurai granted him that wish, and so he traveled back to the temple. All the way, thinking about the terrible situation he had found himself in. Once at the temple, he immediately went to his master and told him what had happened, in hopes that he would help him. But the master only said, "There is no way you can beat the samurai in a sword fight, so you will die. I will tell you the best way to meet your death. When you reach the bridge, lift your sword over your head and close your eyes. Then stand still and wait. When you feel something cold touching your skull, that will be death." Once again, the student left the temple, this time ready to meet his death, so that when he reached the bridge with the samurai who was waiting for him, he did exactly as he had been told by his master. He lifted his sword over his head, closed his eyes, and waited for the cold touch of death. When the samurai saw him like this, he suddenly thought that he must have met a truly great master, since he had never seen such a stance with closed eyes, nor such a calmness before a fight. He dropped his own sword and beseeched him, "O great master, forgive my impudence, and allow me to be your servant and to learn the true mastery of the sword from you." You see, in life, in your life, sometimes we find ourselves in situations where there seems to be no way out. But in moments like that, we have to keep our cool and concentrate on being 100%. Imagine if the monk would have cried and begged for his life. The samurai would have most likely laughed at him and cut him into pieces. If the student would have charged him in a desperate attempt to strike him, the result would have probably been the same. But the student reacted in such calmness and displayed such a high degree of Zen that he was superior to the samurai, and thus the samurai bowed in front of the student, because he, as a samurai, noticed immediately that he had encountered a superior Zen master in the student. So no matter how bad the situation may be, no matter how hopeless it may seem. Remember the story of the student. Close your eyes and stay calm, and the samurai will bow in front of you too. This is Dare to Do Motivation Stories. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.